Welcome to Real Fishing UK. In this video we head to Farlows Lake 2. Lake 2 was originally a match lake before they made it into Lake 2, the new owners, and before it was a match lake it was actually part of the main lake, and there was only actually one lake on the venue plus a little kiddies match pool as well. But back in the days they put a causeway in separating it, turning it into a match lake. And there was a lot of matches on there stocked with a lot of mixed coarse fish, and then in more recent years the new owners decided they wanted to make it into more of a dedicated carp lake and then renamed it Farlows Lake 2. I've watched some of the fish that have been stocked into this venue. The new owners have stocked roughly 470 carp in, and they haven't just gone and stocked from one fish farmer so you've got the same type of fish. They've stocked from 3 different fish farmers. Also, you've got that glory of the original Colne Valley fish that are obviously already going to be in there. Plus the mystery, there's a little bit of mystery. When the lake did get separated from the main lake, there was a few fish that went missing from the main lake, and it's believed they may be in here. And we're talking about fish that are over 30 pounds. There's a little bit of a myth behind that. People who used to fish the matches getting snapped up on the poles and whatnot. So, you know, you never know what's going to take your bait, and I like that bit of mystery. Anyway, I've been doing a bit of time on here in January and February, mainly day sessions. I haven't actually done a night on here that I was meant to do. We end up doing one night on here that I do with Lewis. He actually only manages to get out and do one session as he's recently got a new job, so it's been a bit difficult here for him. But anyway, sit back. This is going to be a little diary of our sessions on there in January and February, and also at the end we'll just go through some things that we've been using, some tactics that we've been using that work for us on the lake. And you know, people watch it and they want to get down there and maybe try some of them, they can, or adjust them, or fish it the way they want to fish it. They might even do better, but you know, hopefully it will help some people out. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, here's our time on Farlows Lake 2 in January and February this year. Biggest resident in Farlows, but Lake 2 stunner nonetheless, and I'm really happy with it. Second fish, should have had 3, dropped one as well. Yeah, nice little apple slice, putting the fin up for the camera as well. Fourth fish of the session now, dropped 2 as well, 6 runs, not bad for a January afternoon, eh? But, it was quiet this morning, and then all of a sudden, last 2 hours just kicked off. Shame I got to go home really. Number 5 of the session, it's really got a bit crazy this afternoon. Kind of expected this to come, to be honest, and I'm going to fling the rod out again and hope for a bit more. Get some video footage to the other side and get her back. So there we go, January carp, number 6 of the year, and I've only done a day and an hour probably today so far. Let's get some photos and get her back. On this session, I got down after work for a brief trip. To be honest with you, it was when all the rain was coming down and we had quite a lot of it and everywhere was getting flooded. But fortunately, Lake 2 didn't really get affected. I mean, a lot of swims were underwater, but it was still very fishable in most parts of the lake. So I took advantage of that and managed to catch this little stunner just before leaving. And also I got back down for another day session. Again, the rain was still there and the lake water was a little bit high, but you know, again, quite lucky as most lakes had to shut down around the area. Farlows was still open and a lot of fishable pegs. Also tried out maggots for the first time and managed to bank this one on there. So I give the maggots a go on there and it come up with a result. And on the other rod I was fishing with the normal tactics that I've been using. So I was happy with that. And this is the round little beaut from that session and another one. On my next session, it was 3 days after my birthday, so I was kind of treating it like a birthday session. Unfortunately, a few of my friends couldn't make it, so I ended up having to actually go on my own. But, you know, at least the carp were kind to me, and I did manage a few. And the one at the end of this session, I was over the moon with a real stunner, really scaly, really pretty carp. One of the prettiest carp I've probably caught. So anyway, here's my little birthday session on Farlows, and again, it ended up with a truly stunning fish. Look at that, that's Farlows Beach. We'll have a look at the other side, but it's been a great day. on this session, myself and Lewis managed to get out for the first time together this year. He's been so wrapped up with his new job and really busy, so he hasn't really managed a trip to the bank at all, so it was his first trip out of the year as well. It was originally planned just to be a day session, but our tactics and that really worked on this day, and the fish were just in the mood for what we were doing, so we ended up actually staying the night. We didn't have no bivvies or no beds and whatnot, but the swim, you know, you can park right in the swim literally. So we sat up in the car all night watching a few films on the iPod and spotting out throughout the night and working the swim continuously through the evening like you would in the day, and it paid off. Lewis had a really great session, me not so much. I managed a few, as you're about to see, but check this out, Lewis. It's a really crazy 24 hours.
Right, it's the first time fishing this lake this year, first session out. Just landed this little common, I guess it's about £5, £6. It's a little stocky, it's a nice little round one. Literally tore off whilst in the middle of spodding. Second fish of the session. This was another one that just tore off. Slightly bigger than the last one. I believe it's original. I think it's come from the main lake. Right guys, third fish of the session. I'm well chuffed with this fish. It's the one what I was after. It's only 11 o'clock and I've had 3 fish. So I'm well chuffed. It's the first session of the year. Couldn't really ask for more. I'm hoping for a few more, but this was one what I was after, one of these scaly mirrors. It's mint condition and what a fish to have. Right, 6th fish of the session. Just caught one of my good mates' fish. I believe it's Eggy's fish. We'll compare the markings soon, but yeah, he's a right little stocky fish. He's just like the guy who named it. He loves his food. Right, here's the pick of the bunch. This is the 7th fish. It went 20 pounds, 2 ounce. So it's definitely the biggest fish of the session. And still, quality fish coming out. They've all been mint condition. fish. This is the next morning. Screamed off after I've just spotted out a couple of spots of pellet. It's going, yeah, £17 too. Right, I was just about to pack up. was just about to get my rods in, tore off, just landed my 14th fish of the session.
I've had 3 fish and I've ended on this stunning linear on one side and half linear on the other side that I'm going to show you. We're going to get her back. I'd like to thank all the staff at Farlows, especially Mr. Eggy as they call him, and also Ed as well, and all the rest of the bailiffs, and hopefully we'll be seeing them again soon. Our fishing tactics on these trips have not been difficult at all. At Farlows they have a little tackle shop that just stocks the essentials if you run out on your trip there, and has bits and bobs. They also sell bait. The bait we're looking at, what we've been using on Lake 2, is the pellet that they stock there. They actually feed the lake with this. It didn't get a lot of attention, the lake, through the winter this year at all. So the Farlows staff continuously fed the lake. Also, the fish are really young, and they've come from fish farmers where their natural food is actually pellet. So they've been raised on this and they see it as their, you know, their bread and butter, if you like to speak. So I thought, where can you go wrong by feeding them what they actually want to eat and what they see as their natural food? And it shows in this video. Even when the pellet's all gone, they're still trying to tear up the bottom to get the last little scraps of it. My tactic on the sessions has actually been small PVA bags and trying to move them about throughout the session. The rig's really simple, knotless knot and little snowmans. I've also had them on corn, maggots and whatnot. I've chopped and changed through the whole sessions. Then the tactics has been just to move the rods. I've been moving the rods probably every 45 minutes, just trying to find the fish where they are, where they're holding up, as it's been winter. And when I've found them, I tend to have, you know, runs quickly in quick succession off that spot. When myself and Lewis did a little bit longer of a session, we decided to, once we found them, give them some bait. We got through on that session around 7.5 kilos of pellet, and it showed that it worked, because Lewis found the fish, he had a run, then he decided he was going to spot in it. After every fish, he actually probably spotted another 8 spots, so that's including through the night and everything. And that's it really. It's been really simple, and I believe they're mistaking our hook bait for their natural food, which is pellet. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and hopefully we'll get on with making another one soon. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and see you again soon.